What if everything you thought you knew about moving forward was actually holding you back? We've all been told the same story. Go up, keep climbing, never stop. A sideways move? That's failure. That's giving up. That's what happens when you couldn't make it to the top. But what if that story is a lie? Today, I want to tell you about a young man who learned the hard way that sometimes the fastest way forward is to step aside. His name was Arjun, 28 years old, marketing manager at a mid-sized firm. Good salary, decent title. Everyone around him thought he had it figured out. But Arjun felt stuck. Every morning, he'd sit in the same meetings, solve the same problems, watch his colleagues get promoted while he stayed in place. He wasn't failing, but he wasn't growing either. His father would call and ask, "When's the next promotion, son?" His friends would joke, "Still in the same role? What's taking so long?" And Arjun started to believe them. He started to think something was wrong with him. Then one day, his manager called him into the office. "Arjun, we have an opening. It's not a promotion. It's a lateral move. Different department. Same level. Honestly, it might even feel like a step back, but I think you'd be good for it." Arjun felt his stomach drop. A lateral move at 28? What would people say? What would his father think? He went home that night and stared at the offer letter. His mind was racing. If I take this, I'll look weak. Like I couldn't handle the pressure. Like I gave up. But there was another voice, quieter, deeper, or maybe, "This is exactly what you need." That weekend, Arjun went for a walk. No destination, just walking. He ended up at a park he used to visit as a kid. There was an old man sitting on a bench, feeding pigeons. Arjun sat down next to him. The old man looked at him and smiled. "You look like someone carrying a heavy question." Arjun laughed. "Is it that obvious?" "Always is," the old man said. "So what is it?" "Career, love, life." "Career," Arjun admitted. "I got offered a new role, but it's not a promotion. It's sideways. And I don't know if that makes me a failure." The old man nodded slowly. He pointed to a pigeon hopping around in front of them. "See that bird? Watch." The pigeon was trying to get to a piece of bread, but there was a bigger bird blocking the path. The pigeon didn't fight. It didn't retreat. It stepped to the side, walked around, and got the bread. "That bird didn't lose," the old man said. "It just didn't waste energy fighting a battle that didn't matter. It found another way." Arjun sat there, silent. "You think success is a straight line," the old man continued. "But life doesn't work that way. Sometimes you need to step aside to see what you couldn't see before. You need different ground under your feet to build different strength." "But what if people think I'm moving backward?" The old man smiled. "Let them think what they want. You're not climbing their ladder. You're building your own." Arjun took the lateral move. At first, it was uncomfortable. New team, new problems, new skills he didn't have yet. But something started to shift. In his old role, he only saw marketing. Now, he was learning operations, supply chain, product development. He was talking to people he'd never spoken to before, solving problems he didn't even know existed. 6 months in, something clicked. He wasn't just learning new skills. He was learning how the whole business worked. He was seeing patterns, connections, opportunities that no one else could see because they'd only ever climbed one ladder. 1 year later, a new position opened. Head of strategy, a role that didn't even exist before. And Arjun was the only person qualified for it. Not because he climbed faster, but because he'd walked a different path. He'd seen things others hadn't. He'd built muscles they didn't have. The sidestep everyone thought was a setback became the foundation for his biggest leap. Here's what Arjun learned. Success isn't about never moving sideways. It's about knowing when a sidestep is actually a setup. The world will tell you to keep climbing, to never slow down, to never step aside. But sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is stop chasing someone else's ladder and start building your own path. A lateral move isn't a retreat. It's a recalibration. It's gathering strength you didn't know you needed. It's positioning yourself for a leap no one saw coming. So if you're standing at a crossroads right now, wondering if stepping aside means giving up, remember the pigeon, remember Arjun. Remember that the shortest distance between 2 points isn't always a straight line. Sometimes, the strongest leap starts with a sidestep. If this story touched you, like, share, and subscribe for more stories that remind you who you really are.